For having me.
Don't believe a word Donald Trump says about getting money out of politics. He's part of the problem. And his apparent bribe of Republican Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi highlights it. Although the scandal has been overshadowed by all the drama surrounding Hillary Clinton having the flu and emails, the Clinton Foundation and stuff, it's actually a really big deal. Here's the gist of what happened. Back in 2013, Bondi, the Attorney General of Florida, was thinking of joining a massive lawsuit against Trump University, which was accused of ripping off thousands of students. Shortly after receiving a $25,000 campaign check from the Donald J. Trump Foundation, however, Bondi decided not to join that lawsuit. Bondi, of course, denies any wrongdoing, but no one in Florida is buying her excuses. All three major Sunshine State newspapers, the Miami Herald, the Orlando Sentinel, and the Tampa Bay Times, have all now called for a federal investigation into an incident that certainly looks like a classic case of quid pro quo corruption. The Tampa Bay Times was especially tough in its call for a federal probe, arguing that since the appearance of something more than a coincidence is too serious and the unresolved questions are too numerous to accept blanket denials by Bondi and Trump without more digging and an independent review. Now, under normal circumstances, a scandal of this magnitude would be all over the news. If Hillary Clinton, for example, were involved in anything like this, we'd never hear the end of it. But because it's Trump, the whole story is just slipped down the memory hole. And that's despite the fact that the campaign donation that set off this scandal was itself illegal and worthy of a $2,500 fine against Trump for breaking the law. So what's going on here? How is Trump able to weather a pay-to-play scandal that would probably doom any other candidate? Well, the answer is simpler than you might think. Trump can survive this kind of scandal because being involved in this kind of scandal is a huge part of his appeal. You see, unlike Bernie Sanders, who approached money and politics as an outside reformer, Trump approaches the issue as an insider, as someone who actively participates in the kind of wheel greasing that's turned our republic into the best democracy money can buy. He's even gone so far as to crack jokes about how much he loves bribing people.
I will tell you that our system is broken. I give to many people. Before 2 months ago, I was a businessman. I give to everybody. When they call, I give. And you know what? When I need something from them, 2 years later, 3 years later, I call them. They are there for me. And that's a broken system.
This is a weird strategy, but it makes sense from a certain point of view. By admitting his own corruption, Trump makes himself out to be the only honest guy in the room. He's trying to point out that our emperor has no clothes by taking off all of his own clothes. This is why the Pam Bondi story hasn't hurt Trump as much as it would have hurt any other normal candidate. It just proves his point that the system is corrupt. But can someone like Trump actually fix our broken political system? I mean, that's the real question, and the answer is no, he can't. Trump might be honest in his own grotesque sort of way about pay-to-play politics in America, but that kind of honesty doesn't translate into good governance. Quite the opposite, actually. Trump is someone who's made billions by hustles and bribes. And he's not going to suddenly change once he becomes president. He'll still be the same privileged bully he's always been. If he brings his corrupt deal-making skills to the White House, expect him and his buddies to get rich and the American workers to get the shaft. That's the way it's always been with Trump the businessman. It's the way it'll be with Trump the politician. He is the toxin in the system. And electing him president to get money out of politics would be like smoking cigarettes to cure cancer. And that's the way it is tonight, Friday, September 12th, Monday, September 12th, 2016. And don't forget, democracy is not a spectator sport. Get out there, get active, tag, you're it. And now it's time to turn things over to Ed Schultz. Hey, Ed, what's coming up?